Okay. We've got leopard print today and Seagull from Bad Company. Simpleman, all playing in the background. Let's go ahead and see what we got going on here. I love the group Bad Company. Very good group. We got St. Michael today. He's kind of chatty. I was also with Archangel Seraphim. Yeah. Not a lot to report on Astro. We're doing our alone work, doing our single file assignments from the angels. Okay, St. Michael says, positive thoughts create positive results. So as I said hi to my neighbor Tony yesterday, that was the main message there. Positive thoughts create positive results. We are going into an unknown chapter right now. As I said, Astro's pretty quiet. Pretty quiet. I feel pretty quiet. That's a change, huh? Okay, so with the Seagull and the Simpleman by Bad Company, if you guys can look up the lyrics and listen to the songs, I think you're really going to like it. And it has a lot of hidden information in there for you. So that would be what I suggest you do to get some insight from your spirit guides that I don't have to tell you. So stay positive, St. Michael says, and under that is keep your sense of humor. So you see what it is today. When I said I was pretty quiet, I didn't have a lot to report. The energy feels really quiet, almost too quiet. So keep your sense of humor and stay positive. And whenever I get them kind of cards, it feels like, which is this other deck I'm going to use, randomly at the bottom is the Tower. So it's kind of like the calm before the storm. You hear that a lot, right? That's exactly what it feels like. But you're supposed to keep your sense of humor and stay positive, is what St. Michael says. Now we're going to pull a bunch of cards here just to see what he wants to tell you. He says, prayer will help the situation. So it seems like obviously a tower is going to be coming of some sort. And the situation is already resolved. So it's part of the movie. Okay, so the tower that's going to happen is all part of the movie. Stay positive, right? Keep your sense of humor. You and your loved ones are safe. So he's saying that it's not going to affect you unless you let it. So that's back to, again, if you play into the movie, it will affect you. If you don't, you don't. Now, I'll give you an example of that. I put the TV on for the birdie, right? And on the news, I get a news flash. And you know how much I love animals. And obviously, it's a guy beating his dog. And they tracked him down and busted him, I guess, somehow, but that's not important. The important part is that it made me feel, right? So just that glimpse out of just that little glimpse out of the news made me feel. And you know how, of course, I would feel seeing a dog being beat. So we have to really be careful what we put in, because it's all trying to affect our emotions. And it's just like when the EBS comes out and everybody finds out about the children and everything else that was going on. That's how they're going to feel. And it's just one big emotional feel fuck show. A feel fuck show. What do you think of that one? Wonder if that's in the dictionary. And I don't like it. I like to stay high vibed. I like to see the rainbows and unicorns and everything, but you know, this shit's still going on. And until it's done, it's done. But that should give you fuel for your mission when shit like that happens. Okay? So we've got underneath sense of humor is lean on your angels for support and lean on God for support. And that's really it. So I just prayed about it and I said, it's all part of the movie. It's not happening right in front of me at this second. If it was, the only thing I could do is call the police, or, you know, how do you intervene? The guy was outside. He was walking his dog and he was beating it while he was walking the dog. It was a terrible. I don't even think I watched 20 or 30 seconds of it, but what I saw was enough to, you know, I'm an empath. So it's hard for me to even go into pet stores. But anyway, we won't get into all that. What I'm trying to say is you have to snap yourself out of stuff. It's not that you're cold and you don't feel, but it's part of the movie and it's part of the plan to bring you down. I know that's hard to explain. I'm doing the best I can because you feel it. You feel it. You feel things. You're human, right? Forgive yourself. You've done nothing wrong. So again, you know, a lot of you are feeling bad because you're the one that beat the dog in your past life. Good morning, Susan. Susan's on the live. Some of you are not forgiving yourself because you're the one that beat the dog in a past time of yours. All these things to bring you down. All these things to bring you down. So that's the overall energy right now, is that it's really, really quiet. You can hear a pin drop. It's like the tower is hitting in certain places. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle these cards. This is the tower on the bottom. But it's the calm before the storm. So when you find these things out, what are you going to do? Are you going to let it ruin your high vibe, or are you going to stay high vibed? And that's hard, you know. That's hard. I had to talk about it because I have to get it out of my system, you know. Just one little 10-second clip of something can stick in your mind. That's why I remember at the church, when I was going to a certain church, the church lady said, if you even look at one centerfold in a magazine, the Holy Spirit runs, okay? And it was like, also, contention makes this Holy Spirit run. And I was like, wow. And isn't that the truth? Have you ever walked in on a porno movie or looked at a centerfold? And I'm not talking to you guys that are saying, oh, that was wonderful. I'm talking to you people that it's appalling and that you don't like it, and that you can feel the devil in it. Just like I could feel the devil beating that dog, right? You have to stay away from them vibrations. You have to ask the angels and God for support. You have to stay high vibe, because that's a simple way they can get you. They can get somebody that's very high vibed like me down a notch when they show me them things. And all I did was put the TV on for, you know, a few minutes just to get the room set up. And that's what was breaking news, right? Besides that and the Pope. Okay, So we've got a bunch of cards that want to come out. We got the shuffled. This is it here. Let's do a reading with, we have, I just want to make sure. I opened up to the middle of the deck and the tower's back. So it wants me to really emphasize that white light in the tower. You probably can only see the white light. That's how the room is right now. It's got my white lights, right? We're dressed in leopard skin, and I know animal activists probably don't like that, but this is not real. It's just fake, okay? I'm a kitty cat, meow. Okay, so the white light I'm drawn to, stay in that white light. Okay. And then on the bottom of this is a reversed card. What is it? Okay, it's the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So what that's telling me is that when it's upright, that would be telling me that it's a slow movement towards your abundance. So in reverse, it's telling me that the abundance is coming in fast. And I do feel that. I do feel that the abundance is coming in fast. I do feel that the Pope's death in the movie, even though he's been dead for a while, I told somebody about that too. I think it was Bob and Harley, how the Pope's been dead and all these people have been dead for a few years, and they're just actors right now. But when the actors are shown to us as dead, those are big signs. And he probably didn't really understand everything I was saying, but it gives him a rabbit hole to go down. So, Bob, if you're watching, give Harley a big kiss. He's a big German Shepherd, and go deeper into the rabbit hole. And anybody watching right now that is wondering about that statement, do a little homework and go deeper and find out that these are all actors. And when the actors actually get taken out, that's really close to the end of the movie. Okay, so this Knight of Pentacles in reverse is that kind of energy where it's moving along now at a faster pace. All right. And on the bottom of that is the Nine of Pentacles upright. So everything I just said is backed up by the Nine of Pentacles upright. And we've got the bird again. So seagulls are very significant. That song is significant by Bad Company. And we have Simple Man, just keep it simple, you guys. I really feel that energy of right before something major happens, right? So it's like you got the Tower card twice, and then you've got the two Pentacle cards. So it has to do with finances, I'm sure. So it could be the stock market crash, it could be almost anything, because everything's related to finances. The other thing, especially with reading The Secret Government, the Pope signifies finances. And when the Pope's dead, the actor is dead, then that shows you that it's kind of like the financial is finalized, even though it's all in the background already done. So see how confusing this is, just for me to even say it. It's confusing, but it's all about the next part of the movie. So you're supposed to keep positive. Remember, keep positive. Ask God to help and keep your sense of humor. That was the main talk. Okay? Then we have the High Priestess in reverse. The High Priestess in reverse. That means secrets are coming out. This way it means, use your intuition, right? Your third eye. But this way here, when it's in reverse like this, in the context of what I'm saying, is that secrets are being revealed. What secrets? About finances. We were talking about the Knight of Pentacles. We're talking about the Nine of Pentacles. So the financial situation is being revealed. King of Pentacles. that's just backing up everything I just said, because the King of Pentacles, obviously, see how he's sitting with his leg crossed? That's actually a picture of Harley, the dog I just mentioned. So that's very significant. Okay. Everything I'm saying is right on track, is what they're trying to tell you. Even though I may have a hard time explaining this energy, that's what they're saying. So he's sitting with this leg crossed with his doggy by his side and the pentacle on his knee. And I had a few more phone calls on, do you want to sell your house? And when I mentioned I'm waiting for quantum, they seemed to totally get it. They didn't sit there and say, what's quantum and what are you talking about? And they were just like, yeah, we get it. I was talking to my neighbor yesterday, and he got it too. He wants to move, and he's waiting for quantum also. So again, it's like, you might have the money to move now, but why move now when the money you have will be peanuts compared to your quantum card and your quantum phone, Starlink and Tesla. Okay, two cards wanted to come out. We have a new beginning, and we also have the journey card in reverse. So what did I just tell you? Everything I just told you. I said that new beginning should wait until quantum. This says new beginning, the Fool card. Take the leap of faith, but it says not yet. The Six of Swords is a journey card in reverse. So isn't that funny how everything just gets backed up totally? I think it's great. Okay, two more cards. We've got the truth will come out and let it. And that's the King of Swords. And then we have the Four of Pentacles in reverse. And that means that you won't be miserly. You'll be very charitable, and you'll be able to do your humanitarian project. See, this is where she's miserly. She's holding on to that purse. That might be where you're at right now because you don't know what's going on. But when the truth comes out, the King of Swords, when the truth comes out, you won't be miserly at all. You'll be totally helpful. So once again, that's all backed up. So we're getting a good message here. We're just getting the message that this is the calm before the storm, that we need to keep our sense of humor and stay positive because shit's got to happen. That tower came out twice. So this is the calm before the storm. The shit has to happen for this financial system to come to light for the public, right? So with the Pope being gone on the movie, that's just another sign, like when the Queen was gone from the movie. That was when the whole political arena changed, the voting changed, and the other president got in. Okay, so this is a financial sign when the Pope is gone from the movie. All the cards backed it up. St. Michael's final words are, remember when he said, forgive yourself, you've done nothing wrong? Well, the next card is innocence. So don't take any guilt with you. Leave the guilt behind, because the guilt is what's keeping you low vibe. Guilt because whatever you did last night, the guilt because whatever you did last week, last month, last year, in your past life, okay? Them things got to go. What does he mean by innocence and forgive yourself, you've done nothing wrong? It means it was all part of the soul contract. Just like we're going to go back to the story with the dog. Believe it or not, that's all part of the soul contract. So that kid that's beaten the dog, or the guy that's beaten the dog, and the dog, that's all in their soul contract. So when you look at things from a spiritual angle, you don't have the same emotions as you do when you're watching it and feeling it in 3D. So if I'm watching it and thinking about it in 3D, I get all sad and frustrated and empathy, right? If even anger, lots of anger, right? But if you look at it in the spiritual part and you know that everybody's contract is everybody's own karmic contract that they made, that dog might have been somebody that beat that kid or that boy in a past life. So they reversed roles in this life. When you can see it from the Akashic records, then it don't hurt as much. And I know that sounds really weird to a lot of people, but if you get me, you get me, because that's really the truth. Just like I told you about the children, right? Some of them are tortured because in past lives they had to come back and clean their karma in this life. So we won't get into all that again, but you have to put that into play. Everybody is working on their contracts, completing them for good. So we can go to the whole new plan. So the innocence and the forgive yourself, you've done nothing wrong. If you can look at it through the eyes of St. Michael and the way I'm explaining it, it will be life changing. And then lastly, but not least, we've had this all week. The Sun card, a favorable outcome. St. Michael says it's a favorable outcome. The movie ends just like all of the Batman movies. They get out of the whatever they were in. They successfully do not perish, right? So if you don't know anything about the Batman movies, I used to watch them every single night. And then after school, whatever. And then we'd have to wait till the next night to see how they escaped their dilemma. That was the hardest part. Why would they do that? Well, they did it to us every single day. So, just like this, those two towers, we've got to wait till they happen. Then we have to remember this reading and we have to act accordingly. So, my suggestion too is I play more music for my bird than I do TV. But it's like in the morning I put on the TV, and at night. But in the daytime, it's all music. So whatever you got to do to keep your vibe high, is all I can tell you. And definitely keep your sense of humor and just know that every single thing that happens is part of somebody's soul contract. So unless you can help anybody, just stay out of it. Don't take it on as your own. Okay, you guys, I am Miss Mystic. Thank you for listening.